This is Real Mohammed for IFL TV, proudly sponsored by Everlast. We're at the T-Mobile Arena after a very long night. We've seen history here tonight. Frank, let me ask you this question first. Obviously, you went in as Team Bivol, but I think it's fair to say from a matchroom point of view, it would have been better perhaps if Canelo won. So is it joy? What's the emotion right now?
No, look, we promoted Bivol for a long time, 5-6 years now, and great relationship with Dmitry, Vadim, and all the World of Boxing team. So, ultimately, our job, our business, is to put on great events. We can't change what happens in the ring. That's for the two guys in there. So, for us, it was a great show. It was a great night, and it was another moment in history of the sport. And it was a fight that will go down and be remembered because Dmitry Bivol has gone in there and shocked a lot of people and got the win. Let's see what happens next. Do we do a rematch? There's a massive rematch there. Probably one of the biggest fights in the sport right now. So, let's see. But ultimately, good night because it was a good show. So that's good for the sport.
Yeah, I mean, people in boxing knew how good Dmitry Bivol is, but we saw levels in there tonight, and the top fighters always raise their game when they're in there with other greats, and we saw that from Dmitry tonight.
Yeah, 100%. Well, I always knew that he had that level to go to. We saw it early on when we started promoting him. He had probably the last couple of years, he didn't have the fights that really got him up for it, and he was looking for this Canelo fight. He's one of those fighters that actually wanted the Canelo fight for a long time. So respect to him because he went in there and he did the job. He did exactly what he said he would do.
Most of the press around me after the fight and a lot of people online had it very wide to Dmitry Bivol. So 115, 113 and all three scorecards. Does that shock you a little bit?
I always say I'm not great at scoring fights. I felt Dmitry Bivol won the fight maybe a bit wider. I was actually following the scorecards during the fight. I think it was Dan Rafael had it quite close, whereas Mike Coppinger had it completely the opposite way. Had Dmitry winning every round. So one thing, boxing is subjective, isn't it? But the key is that Dmitry Bivol deserved to win that fight, and he got the win. For me, We
know Canelo's the boss, and he'll make the decision on what happens next. But what's your gut feeling saying that he takes that trilogy with Gennady or that rematch with Bivol straight away?
Me, honestly, I think the Bivol rematch. I think he's shown what kind of person he is. He always wants to challenge himself. He could have had much easier fights than what he had tonight, on this date. From other offers, other promoters, he could have taken much easier fights. And he could have taken much easier fights for the last 3-4 years of his career. But he chose not to. He chose that he wanted to create something and build a legacy. A lot of people now, well, not a lot of people, but I'm sure there's going to be people out there going, look at him, questioning what he's done. But he has already done so much. He's already excelled and gone beyond most greats of the sport and what they'll ever do. So, this is one night, and I'm sure he'll be back. And I think the Dmitry Bivol fight is what he'll do. But who knows? Whatever he chooses to do, if he wants to fight Golovkin at 168, that's a massive fight as well. So I'm sure he'll take the time now, take a bit of rest, and speak to his team and go from there.
Frank, in Canelo's post-fight presser, Michelle from Behind the Gloves raised a question where she said she just spoke to Maxim and Dmitry, and they said to get that rematch on with Canelo, they'd have to renegotiate the terms of the initial contract. Now, can that even be done? Isn't the rematch clause set?
Yeah, there's details as always in these things to be dealt with. I think Vadim will got a great relationship with, and if that's the fight we want to look at doing, and it makes sense for everyone, then that's what we'll do. But first focus is, Canelo has to see what he wants to do, and same for Dmitry as well. So let's see how things play out.
Okay, well, Frank Smith, thank you very much. It's been a long 2 weeks in America, but two great shows.
2 great weeks. Look at the 2 weeks we've had for boxing. I was actually talking to someone. Look at the last couple of months we've had, all the way back to Connell and Wood. That run of shows we've had all the way through. It's unrivaled, and it's great for the sport, and many more nights to come, many more big nights to be announced soon. So, keep tuned in.
Safe travels back to Essex, and we'll see you soon, all right?
Brighton.
Oh, yeah, of course you live with Mrs. Eubank now.
Welcome, Team Everlast, to the Team Everlast Fitness app. Download the Everlast Fitness app and find your greatness within.